Former policeman Werner Kukamur visits a shooting range outside of Pretoria once a week to sharpen his marksman skills. Shooting straight is essential for an investigator on the crime-ridden streets of South Africa, where the private security industry dwarfs the police and military in size.
There's more and more civilians or public that come and approach us and pay for investigations to make sure that something's happening on the investigations or the cases is solved or the suspect has been convicted and bring it before justice, going to maybe sentenced in court, everything, and that the full chain of evidence has been investigated.
According to police statistics, around 50 people are murdered each day in South Africa, with armed robberies at homes and businesses equally prevalent. There is simply too much crime for the police to handle. Much of the crime fighting for those who can afford the extra expense is now done by heavily armed private security companies with vast networks of informants. South Africa has close to 500,000 active private security guards and nearly 9,000 registered security firms, according to the Private Security Industry Regulatory Authority. The police, by comparison, employ 190,000 workers and officers.
We are fighting a war against crime. If the police has done their job and they were effective, we wouldn't have had this business, this organization. We find that about 80% of the police is corrupt, not doing their work. It's therefore that we are doing this, fighting crime constantly.
For the country's poor, however, many of who live in townships where much of the violent crime occurs, private security is an unaffordable luxury.
They bear the brunt of most of the crimes and they cannot do anything about it financially in comparison to their wealthier counterparts who can pay for private security in case the police are not efficient enough to do their jobs and help those communities.
In many townships, people have given up on the police and have taken to community policing and vigilante groups to meter out their own form of justice. With South Africa's police largely ineffective in the fight against crime and private security a luxury reserved for the wealthy, many feel they have been left with little other choice.